I'm gonna repurpose it though. I think I'm gonna use it for a knife that I make.
Oh yeah, one of your fancy knives, the Knife Master.
Yeah. That's all I've been watching on YouTube lately is fucking knife videos.
I've been wondering. I always see you on there.
Oh, via the Xbox Central or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. It's like, yeah, Travis is on YouTube. Wonder what he's watching.
Yeah.
I watch Bottom Live and NST3K. He's watching knife videos. You know.
So did you check out? So like, have you been watching the Trailer Park Boys podcast? Did you switch over and all that good stuff?
No,
yet?
not yet. Not yet. Totally forgot about that. I had set it up and I totally forgot.
Okay, because this week's is good.
Oh yeah,
It's live in London,
they're in London.
and think of two actors that you really enjoy, comedians that you would want to see paired up with the Trailer Park Boys.
Is it
The bottom live guys there, Dennis, is what he's
possible?
pointing out.
It's impossible. Rick Mayall's dead.
No, it's not them.
No?
No.
Well, it's either the Mighty Boosh guys. It's the Mighty Boosh guys.
It's
isn't
Noel and Michael Fielding on the podcast with them.
it? That's funny.
Yeah. And Noel's dressed in as a 17th century fop.
What's with him and his clothing, man?
Who knows?
I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
He has some of the weirdest shit.
But other than that, yeah,
That's
just watch the
fine.
show because I don't want to spoil the jokes for you.
So now they have a podcast?
Yeah, they
Oh,
started it like 7-8 weeks ago. If you're a SwearNet member, you get like a full video podcast on Fridays. And if you're not, you can pick it up on iTunes or whatever streaming service you want for the audio podcast on Mondays. They've had Snoop Dogg on there. They've had the guy from Goon. And they do the whole podcast in character. It's not like it's just the guys from Trailer Park Boys. It's the physical Trailer Park Boys playing all their parts.
Well, at least they're smart about it. They're at least you know listen. We're making money with this. We're just gonna run with it as far as we fucking can.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is getting kind of old. Fuck, I can't even enjoy podcasts anymore. So everybody's got a fucking podcast. You have somebody on, like I'd still listen to the Crab Feast. They have somebody on, and they have to talk about their podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, well, nobody gives a shit about your podcast. I'm not listening because of your podcast. I'm listening because of this podcast. Don't tell me another podcast. Everybody else has got a fucking podcast. I've got a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone has a podcast. I think we had a discussion when we first started this, Travis. This whole idea is that when we started,
Yeah,
there
but
was
now
already a
I'm
million
more
plus
disgruntled.
podcasts out there. We were nothing. It didn't change anything.
I'm more disgruntled now than before when we started this.
Because now there's 2 million. It's doubled now.
Yeah, when we started this podcast, it was, high hopes, big dreams. Now it's just misery.
You had to start that 10 years earlier to get anywhere with a podcast.
Yeah, we started a little late.
Yeah. You really got to have
And by a
something.
little-
It's got to be based around something. Because, I mean, look at it. I mean, like, Rooster Teeth got big because they have a community already. Trailer Park Boys are getting big because they have a community already. That's the reason it's staying in business. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we're just three jerks who just made a podcast.
Yeah, but
Still, I think a lot, not everything, but a lot of what we've talked about and a lot of the people we've had on are far more interesting than many of the podcasts that I've listened to.
Yeah, possibly.
well, yeah. I mean, even if it is like, even if we had the most interesting podcast, it wouldn't matter if we had no. It really helps if you have something backing you, like you're a stand-up comedian, you're an actor, you have a show, you have something going on besides the podcast.
Mhm.
We just have.
It helps to be famous.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what everyone. That's pretty much what everyone does now. Is when they're bored. Like, I mean, you got like Bill Burr doing a podcast, and I've listened to his, and I mean, that's just him sitting in his room ranting and raving about stuff. I mean, you know, it's all actually half the stand-up comedians I like, they all have podcasts. So I mean, it's not like you can't Not shocking. I've seen podcasts
I like
from
I
martial
like
artists.
Ari Shafir's format for his podcast. He does like one podcast a month, but it's like 3 hours long. So you get the one podcast, you listen to it for however long you want. Like for me, it takes 3 days back and forth, driving back and forth to work to listen to one whole episode. I kind of like that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We can start doing it daily and doing it 2 hours a day, Monday through Sunday.
I think the wives would probably have something to say about that.
I don't think we'd have enough stuff to talk about. We barely can pull it off for one hour podcast a week. To the point we had to take 3 weeks
2 hours
off.
of.
well,
Yep.
and that's the thing too is that we don't like. Again, if you're famous, you always have something going on, somewhere to go, something to do. You know, you always got like you can talk about a show. You know, a show you're going to go do, something like with like Rooster Teeth, something's going on at their business they can talk about. There's always something. We, on the other hand, are three working guys. It's about we could talk about miniatures. I mean, if we painted miniatures, we could talk about if we had I don't know anything interesting in our lives that would probably be better than the normal.
I've become obsessed with
Knives.
the notion of my own business to the point where it's getting out of hand. Like I have more ideas than I have the capability of doing.
Sounds about par for everything you've ever talked about.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
I mean, plenty
No,
of
that's
offense.
that's usually how it goes. I start out and I'm like, all right, I have a great idea. This is how it's gonna be. And then if I don't act on it immediately and start doing it the small way first, then it blows up into this huge ordeal. I will, however, be making knives and fire pits by February. That much I know.
Okay.
I'll have the equipment for that. I won't have the equipment to do anything else, but
Well,
I'll have the equipment to make knives and fire pits.
Have you cut back on the idea of not using making those expensive crazy knives first and trying out something smaller first?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
There's
No,
absolutely no way that happened.
I won't sully my name by making cheaper knives
Yeah.
like this one.
I won't use common sense and
How
try
dare I
something a
even
little
think
bit.
mediocrity is stupid. I'm going full bore. Fuck this.
If you're gonna do something,
If you're gonna
You
run
might
a
as well do it
marathon, you
right the
start at
first
full
time.
sprint and you go until you die.
exactly.
That's Travis's mantra right there.
Mhm.
Well, with the press, it actually won't be that difficult to make the steel that I need. It'll just be difficult to make it as fancy as I want because I've never made Damascus steel before. So to make it look more interesting than anyone else's first attempt at Damascus steel, that's where the time consummation comes in because I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing. Otherwise, it just looks like your average Damascus steel, which not very many people make. So I still have an upper hand on that.
So I feel that Craig and I will be doing a show by ourselves somewhere between December to February because you're going to be so far into this. Oh fuck! I forgot. He's going to be just in the. He's going to be in the garage.
No, I'll take you out to the garage with me.
Oh,
and,
good.
And while we're talking, I'll be working.
You hear clang, clang the whole episode.
Well, there won't. I actually won't be doing a lot of anvil work.
Is that because it's not required or because you don't have an anvil?
Both.
Oh, okay.
It's not with the press. It won't be required. The anvil work won't be as required as you see a lot of other guys on YouTube, because I'm not hand forging a lot of these.
I'll be honest with you, Travis. I don't watch a lot of knife anvil work on YouTube.
Yeah, well,
at all.
Like I said, that's all I've been watching lately is guys making knives on YouTube, and it's fucking driving Gabrielle up the wall.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Because I've decided I'm not buying a furnace. I'm going to build it myself, which is actually really easy.
Yeah, there's a whole
lot
have
easier.
you looked at Instructables yet?
Yeah,
They
I was
have
on
a lot.
Instructables earlier because I decided I was going to start brewing my own mead as well.
Sorry, repeat that, please. That just flew right past me. You're gonna do what now, too?
I'm going to start making my own mead.
Okay, Craig, you heard that, right?
I heard him.
Okay.
It'll be next year before I could taste it and know if I failed or not. But
Yeah.
Andy.
Do it yourself, man.
Travis will be
Mead's
sampling.
actually mead.
This
Mead
is
is
how
one
Travis
of the easiest
and this,
alcohols to
ladies
make.
and gentlemen, and like this, lady and gentlemen, is how Travis loses a hand.
Yeah.
He's taste testing the mead, thinks I can make this knife. Fuck this, I'm gonna do this.
Taste test the
Yeah.
mead, goes completely blind.
I'm gonna make my own mead. I'm gonna get drunk off my own mead, and then I'm gonna stab myself repeatedly when I slip and the knife goes flying off the belt sander.
At least that's what Gabrielle will tell the cops.
I just want to see the garage because I'm waiting for you're just gonna see small holes along the walls from where it just takes off. Damn it!
So Travis, after you start
No,
making your own
Dennis.
metal stuff, you're gonna build your own still, make the copper tubing yourself, and start making your own moonshine too.
No, I have no interest in making moonshine.
Oh.
There's actually a place that's I just saw a thing yesterday. There's a hillbilly still maker that will make you a still for you, and you can just buy it. I'd rather go that route if I was gonna make moonshine. Just do a hell of a lot easier. I got a shed
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
it-
use.
I mean,
just put it in the back of my yard. What I got still.
and I'll be doing a lot. Like it seems like I'm trying to live a fucking 100 years in the past, but I pretty much everything I'm thinking as far as my own business, my forging business, it won't be by hand. A lot of it, like I'm gonna use machines to get me to where I need to go, and then I'll add detail by hand. But the lion's share of the work is going to be done by a press. It's going to be done by a small air-driven hammer, little power hammer. Because I'm not stupid enough to think that I have A, the stamina, or B, the willpower to sit at a fucking anvil all day and beat the shit out of steel. One piece of steel for several hours. No, I want to make several hundred pieces of steel and then spend an hour or two detailing them by hand. That's where the whole hammer shop experience comes in, because well, I forge shit with dies. I don't forge shit with a hammer and anvil. I forge shit with two dies with an impression in them, and that's what I'm going to do here, except for the knives. The knives are going to be hard. But really, even with the knives, I'm gonna just get myself a plate of the San Mai Damascus, and then I'm gonna cut out the design. I'm gonna fucking bevel it. I'm gonna do all that. So it's not that difficult. It's just a matter of making the Damascus that's gonna be hard, time consuming. But wait till you see those knives, motherfuckers. You're just sitting there, slow blinking me, nodding your heads. But wait till you see those knives. Dennis, you're going to fucking flip out over those knives.
Hey,
you're going to love them.
Yeah. I got a ton of stuff going on, man. I'm good. I don't need getting money together to go out to Texas. So
It's in Texas.
yeah, I'm doing a seminar out there in November.
Oh man.
So I'll be gone the first weekend in November teaching a bunch of guys.
You know what the worst part about Texas is?
Texas?
Texans.
Well, see, it's in San Antonio, so I got to go to the Alamo and ask about the basement. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just just to see, get a picture of me being
What's,
tossed up
what's-
because they have never heard it before. You know,
Oh,
I was
that's-
giggling like a
The
stupid...
Alamo Draft House?
No, Alamo.
The
real
actual
Alamo.
Alamo.
Like the Alamo.
Ask them if they have a basement. And
Looking for the basement.
Yeah.
Then everybody laughs at you. Then you have a nightmare about the clowns.
That's where Pee Wee's bike's hidden. It's in the Alamo. It's in the basement.
Oh. That's how long it's been since I've seen that fucking movie. I did not get that reference whatsoever. I was like,
what?
Yeah.
All right, have you guys seen the?
I'm excited for the future endeavors.
There was something I saw. I think it was on Facebook. I've been seeing it all over the place about that bully beating up on that blind kid and the guy blindsiding him and knocking him the fuck out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Travis obviously hasn't seen that.
No, I didn't. Nobody on my Facebook has posted that.
Yeah,
gem.
I got a wide diverse array of people on my Facebook. So there was this kid. I want to say it was in Texas as well. He was, I guess, he's. I don't know if he was completely blind, but he was visually impaired. And some bully started beating up on him, and out of nowhere, this kid comes out and blindsides him, knocks him the fuck out.
Cuts him open too when it happens, because I mean, you see all the blood running off his face.
Well, he did hit the concrete like just dead. He was just kind of down. It was it. He was done.
Well, that's what he gets.
Well, that's what he gets, right? I mean, but I've been kind of following the story because that's kind of I think it's a great thing that someone stood up for the blind kid. I thought it was really great. Mm-hmm. The kid who knocked out the bully got kicked out of school and kicked off the football team for doing it because they have zero tolerance policy.
Yeah, that's bullshit because nothing happened to that kid who was fucking with the blind kid.
Well, I guess he got in trouble too. He got arrested.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, that's great, but here's what I have a problem with zero tolerance policy is that it didn't help the process. What happened then and there, that kid was still being beat up. You know what I mean? Someone stepped in and helped him, and the guy who stepped in and helped him is in trouble now too. That's bullshit.
Yeah. What about the kid who was videotaping the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like that kid came out of nowhere and then popped him because his buddy lit up a camera. That camera was on, and they were watching that blind kid getting knocked around.
Yeah, which I I guess there's like a bunch of petitions going around trying to get him back in school and get him back on a football team.
Get him to a good school.
Well, it's just this is what I have a problem with zero tolerance. All these quote unquote zero tolerance policies in schools it's after the fact that they're instigated into. You know what I mean? All the zero tolerance things. It's already after something's happened. Well, that's no good. That's no good. This kid stood up to a bully, knocked him out to help out someone who needed help. There's no reason why he should be in trouble. That's not, zero tolerance should be, that kid got arrested and he should never come back to that school.
Well, here's the thing. The whole zero tolerance thing is the equivalent of the death penalty. It's only going to affect the people that are scared of the death penalty. The zero tolerance policy is only going to affect the kids that are scared of getting kicked out of school. So some scumbag bully who isn't going to do shit, he don't give a fuck if he gets kicked out. His parents don't give a fuck. They got a job for him down at the sawmill or some shit.
Right. He's gonna be at the chrome factory.
Yeah.
I've been hammed.
Yeah.
It's been proven that zero tolerance policies have zero or only negative effect.
Yeah.
Especially on young males. It pretty much says to young boys, we don't want your kind here, because the zero tolerance policies cover if you draw violent pictures, if you write violent stories, if there's anything mentioned in anything, or you do anything slightly out of fucking what we consider normal, you're out, and you're out for good. And it's not okay. It's not right.
Well, I think the biggest problem with the zero tolerance policy is the only thing it's there for is to protect the school from lawsuits. That's all it's fucking there for. Because one kid gets punched around or something like that, and the parents go to sue the school. Oh wait, no, that's against our policy. That kid was your kid was breaking the rules. We don't have anything to do with this. That's all zero tolerance policy does.
Right, and like you said though, but the poor kid that gets getting his ass kicked, or got his ass kicked, is still had his ass kicked. It didn't matter.
Yep.
It's like it's too late for that now. It doesn't help the fact that this kid obviously couldn't see what was happening and was getting and he was just trying to protect himself, and like you said, the guy
was that a pun because that was uncool the way you said he couldn't see what was happening.
I meant
that was
literal.
uncalled for.
No, it's
it was literally. He
it was a
could
bad
not
pun.
see what was happening to him.
Yeah, he literally could not see what was happening. He had no way to protect himself. You know,
Puns do not belong on the air,
you know what?
sir.
I shouldn't say that. He probably could. He should take jujitsu. That would have been good for him. I mean, they're right on top of you. Good, I got him. Take him to the ground, choke his ass out. Now that would have been a great video. Of course, then the blind kid would have been kicked out. You know, but still, and that's what I mean by zero tolerance. If I'm glad I'm not in school anymore, because if any kid came up and started shit with me and I knocked him out and I got kicked out of school too, I'd be like, I was protecting myself.
Yep.
Why am I getting kicked out of school because he started something? You know,
That's
so
when
I'm
you
supposed to stand there and take a
That's where you
beating?
start homeschooling them.
You take exam. It happens outside of school too. At fucking Modern, when those two guys got into fisticuffs behind the hammer.
Mhm.
One of them swung not once, put his hands up, pushed him away to get him to stop hitting him in the face, and they both get fired.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
This
another
guy
bullshit
pushed it
thing.
to the point where it was a confrontation, and then he swung on him, and this other guy didn't do anything. He just defended himself, pushed him away, put his hands up, made sure that he couldn't hit him in the face anymore, and yet he still gets fired. Like, do you want a lawsuit? Is that what's going to happen here? You're inviting a lawsuit? This guy was attacked on your property.
Yeah.
But it has the same effect.
But see, if there's video evidence of you basically protecting yourself, you can turn around and sue the company with their zero tolerance policy because you can prove that you were only protecting yourself. You didn't instigate or anything.
Yeah, but we're at work. Not everybody, there's nobody around with a fucking phone to take a picture of it.
Yeah, well, that and security cameras.
Well,
usually.
that and now.
Well, they don't have security cameras inside the shop.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't in Chicago. I think they do in Indiana.
Well, and even if someone did have a camera, then that guy would have got fired too, because you're not supposed to have your phone on when you're working. So it would have been.
Yeah, because the guy with the videotaping it would fucking get fired. Oh, you should have had your phone out. You're fired too.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Fine. Just wait. I'll just follow you to your house. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
See, that's how we always did it. Out in the boonies over there, Travis. Is that if two guys wanted to throw, they just waited until after work and went somewhere and did it. Yeah, right across the street.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I mean,
the
there was
press had
punches
a little
thrown
more-
before, but
they
I
had a
always
little
did
more
the same thing. I
patience
just turned.
for punching
I was
each
like,
other
"Ooh,
than
punches
I
being
guess
thrown."
the hammer shop did.
What happened? I didn't see shit. I don't know what you're talking about. Someone did said you threw a punch. I didn't do shit. I'm telling you.
Had I known about that, well, nobody saw it, so it didn't happen policy, I would have taken care of business a couple of times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like this fucking ex-crackhead piece of shit.
Those
He's gonna
guys
be
are always
around.
the
I think I'm
best.
just going to take care of business.
Yeah. No, my favorite one was the truck driver out by us started a fight with a guy who was a pro boxer. That was the best thing ever. I didn't see it happen, but allegedly he got bounced off the truck 2-3 times. I didn't say
I heard the stories.
Yeah, I didn't see it, him stumble around like an idiot after getting hit. And I also didn't say let him finish, he's going to be fired anyways. So
I took part in none of this.
you cannot prove I saw it and did anything about it. But he should have
Sometimes
finished.
I
I mean,
miss-
they just stopped it. I'm like, why'd you stop it? I was like, the guy's gonna be fired. At least let him get his ass whooping. I mean, at least let the guy finish getting his, throwing the punches. He ain't gonna be here much longer. At least let him get it. Why he's gonna get fired? At least let him do it. You know what I mean?
And that's what pissed me off about the other story is that guy instigated how many fights, got punched in the face how many times at work.
He was notorious
never
for
got fired.
He was notorious for it. He'd step up to everybody. It's like he tried it to me one day, and I'm like, you don't want to do that. I laughed. I said, I know where you live. I'll just go to your house. I ain't gonna do it here. I got a job. I know where you live. I know exactly
I got
where you
bills
live.
to pay, motherfucker.
Huh?
So I
Mr.
got
Tight
bills
Shorts.
to pay,
knew
motherfucker.
that-
I'll
knew
meet
that-
you at your house.
Huh? Switch.
I got bills to pay, motherfucker. I'll meet you at your house. If you
I
really
knew
want to
exactly
get beat
what
up that bad, I'll beat you up in your own house so you can go right to bed after I do it.
Yeah. I know exactly where you live. I know where you live after your wife threw you out of the house, so I know exactly where you're at. And your roommate wouldn't have given a shit. He probably would have shook my hand. Oh yeah, zero tolerance is just a dumb. I mean, I get it if it's for like getting caught with drugs or something in school. Okay, I get that. You don't want them on. We don't want them on school grounds. You get caught with it, you're thrown out.
Yeah, that's a slap on the wrist nowadays.
Yeah.
Kid shows up with a bag of heroin and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah. Well, it's like what happened with my daughter at school. That thing would just always made me laugh. So, I think we had that discussion.
I don't know anything about that, but I'll just leave it.
Oh no, she got in trouble for smoking in school, and she got ticketed, had to go to court, and do community service. No, not community service. She had to do so many, community service hours for smoking.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous for cigarettes.
Yeah, but
I thought it was
for cigarettes, dude.
Yeah, I know, but cigarettes. Still.
When
it could have been a lot worse.
School, we were fucking smoking out. We were smoking on the fucking basketball fields. When our parents were in high school, they were smoking in the goddamn bathrooms. Like they weren't fucking. These are cigarettes we're talking about. Cigarettes, yes, they're fucking disgusting. Yes, they'll fucking kill you. Who fucking cares? They're cigarettes.
Hey, Travis.
Every teenager at one point in time has an affection for cigarettes. I don't give a fuck who you are. Every teenager at one point in time is either tempted or goes all the way and smokes a cigarette. It happens. They're teenagers.
Yes, but
to ticket a teenager and to send her to court and to fine her and to make her do community service because she had a cigarette on school property. I don't know.
Well, what killed me about that whole thing, just so you guys know, is that the assistant principal pulled me out. I don't know where I think I was at home. I think I hadn't gone to work yet. Or I just gotten off work. I can't remember, one or the other. And they called me in, and my daughter's all in tears. And the way the assistant principal goes, so we caught your daughter with two boys in the bathroom. Smoking a cigarette. Literally, like that. Stops for that pregnant pause, and then smoking cigarettes. I'm standing, my eyes, I'm like, okay, I thought you were going to say something else. Okay, no.
Dennis is like, all right, reel back the murderous rage.
Yeah.
As he's gearing up, just you can hear it. The gears slowly locking into place for murder. It's like, who dies first?
Yeah. And no, she was like smoking, and she said it like it was like she was like doing what I thought she was doing. The way she said it was like so bad. I'm like, and then she said, so we called the police, and I'm like, what? You just didn't give her detention or like an in-school suspension and take the cigarettes away? No, we got to call the police. Yes, we have to call the police now. It's the law. It's illegal. She's underage.
And see, that's the thing, they're starting to enforce that because she is underage.
Right.
You're not supposed to be in possession of cigarettes until you're 18.
Right.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was as bad, if not worse, when I was that age. But at the same time, I kind of understand with the way everything's all lawsuit happy nowadays. I can see why the schools are taking that approach.
Well, and that's the sad part because I mean, when we were in school, if we got caught with cigarettes, it was take your cigarettes away, get a detention. They throw your cigarettes out. Now you're pissed because now you gotta go buy a new pack for like $1.25.
Yeah. And look how good it worked out for us.
The system has changed where fucking frivolous libel lawsuits, they don't go through anymore. I mean, everybody's looking for that fucking handout, it seems.
Oh yeah.
But those frivolous lawsuits, the libel lawsuits, they're not as prevalent anymore. So it's like late knee-jerk reaction to something that happened a decade ago.
Yeah.
That we've since fixed.
Yeah.
And now they're enforcing it.
Yes. That's the way society works, dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, like I said, and I mean, even like my mom, before she passed, because this happened before my mom passed. My mom was just, after my daughter had went to her room in tears because she was upset about everything, my mom just went, cigarettes? Really? This is what they do now? I'm like, yeah. And she's just like, I don't get it. When we were in school, they had a smoking section for the people who were 18. I don't get,
And I mean, it's honestly it's them covering their asses because something worse could have happened, you know, at some point. I mean, I'm not saying that it's just them. It's like a blanket. It's a blanket rule that they got to do. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying it's part of the way it's got to be, you know.
Well, I know.
But,
I mean,
but does it really? That's my argument. Is does it really have to be that way? Why? If we just, you know what? If we just quietly put to sleep all these people that are so fucking worried about everything, and they sue over anything, let's root them out and let's quietly put them to sleep.
Yeah, it'd be
and
nice.
We'll just go ahead and weed them out
It's not gonna
of
happen,
society.
but...
We don't even have to put them to sleep. We'll just give them their own little state. They can go. We can put them all in California for all I care. I'll never visit California.
No one lives there. It's way up in the middle of fucking nowhere, Maine. No one lives out there in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, Maine's beautiful. I want to visit Maine. I don't want to visit Maine if it's just a bunch of fucking lawsuit happy fucking assholes.
Yeah, like I said, when
you're acting like it's not now.
Fucking put knee pads on everybody, put helmets on everybody. Let's fucking wrap our kids in bubble wrap. Let's fucking implant GPSs on them. Like, what happened? The world hasn't gotten that bad since we were kids. It hasn't become that bad to where we need to worry about every fucking like breath that they take, you know?
Well, yeah, no, I got it. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember I broke my arm riding my bike, but that just happens. Riding like an maniac.
You broke your arm riding your bike, and then sat for several hours until your mom got home.
Yeah, there was that too. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I turned out all right. I mean, I survived. You know, no, it was things we did as kids. Like nowadays, people would be like, "Oh my God, you mean you guys used to shoot bottle rockets at each other?" Yes, we did. Roman candles too. Well, that's dangerous, right? We weeded out some of the people we didn't need. That's how that kind of worked.
But did anybody really die?
I don't think anyone. I mean, some of us got some burn marks, and I'm sure some of us have a couple scorch marks on our arms from the scars and stuff.
No, no one we knew died. But you do hear stories like the guy, I think it was in Indiana, who held the mortar tube on the top of his head and it fucking killed him.
Yeah, and you know his mom sued, right? She
said,
she goes, there was, I don't know why, you know, she sued the fireworks company.
Because there was no rule about putting it on top of your head?
Well, no rule about putting it on top of your head, even though it does say stand away from device. Yeah. It says on it. I mean, you know.
Well, it doesn't say don't stand under the device.
Yeah, well, they must be safe that way, right?
Actually, it says mortar tube must be on firm ground, stand away so many feet. It says that on there.
That's pretty firm.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't. And
that's like the Brody spilled the coffee on her lap, and it was too hot, so she sued. Come on, man.
I think that was when it started. Yeah. That whole thing right there is when it.
That's when it made the national news. Is what it is.
Yeah, well, not
and that's
even
what
if it
changed libel
because
laws.
She won too. Yeah, she won, so everyone's like, "Well, fuck, if she can do it, so can I," and it just ruined it.
And people went insane, and they actually went through and changed 99% of the libel laws. So now you can't sue over getting burned or getting fucking ice cream headache or whatever it is. You can't sue unless it causes actual damage to you that could have been prevented.
Well, that's why it's like caution, hot. Well, yeah, it's I see the steam
it's
coming
fucking
up.
Coffee.
Yeah.
that was back before iced coffee was even a thing.
Yeah.
Unless you were like 80. My grandma loved iced coffee, or loves, because she's still around. So
yeah, well, I mean, it's just that whole thing just drove me up a wall. It is that whole thing though. It is that whole. Well, it didn't have a label on it, so I guess I can do it. Well, then you should be weeded out. You should not be allowed. You should just be go ahead, put that refrigerator across your back and run with it. See what happens. Go for it. Best of luck to you. So, oh, he broke his back. Well, hopefully he didn't have any kids because we don't want any more dummies running around. So,
that's like the one back in your area. I'm depressed that guy had 3 kids.
What guy's that?
The guy that Dennis worked with in his area. He was fucking nutcase, ignorant.
I was just
conspiracy guy.
Oh, Jaeger? Yeah.
No, not Jaeger.
Oh, Jaeger? Well, I was gonna say Jaeger might have had kids too. He was a fucking nut job.
2.
Most of the guys I worked with weren't fucking all right in the head. None of them. Not a one.
It's when you know that they've procreated that you worry about the future.
Where
it's
idiocracy like, becomes history. Yeah. You know.
Yes. Where idiocracy is it's prophetic.
Yeah. It's like you're like, ah, that was funny at the time. Now it's sad. Damn you, Mike Judge, for being right.
Fucking Mike Judge.
Well, I actually, I had an argument with a client. Well, not an argument, just a heated discussion over language in the U.S. That same idea that, well, the U.S. doesn't have an official language. Nothing's ever been put in paper saying it's official English. I'm like, no, it's common sense. You don't really have to have this. It's our official language, U.S. So that's why other people don't have to speak the language. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Did I just hear that come out of your mouth?
We don't have an official language. It's never been put on any document. Well, yeah. Let's go back into history when the United States of America was founded. When they wrote the Declaration of Independence, how did they write it?
In French.
Oh yeah, they wrote it in English.
On hemp.
Actually did.
They wrote it on hemp paper.
They actually did French as well.
Oh no, it's just that unlike.
But they wrote it in English. Everything since 1776 was written in English
with Spanish subtitles.
No,
closed caption.
Until fucking 2002.
Closed caption.
It's closed caption for the hearing impaired.
Yes. Well, no, like I said, we just got into a huge argument over it. I'm like, look, I have no problems of anybody coming over here and want to speak their language when they're amongst themselves. I have no problem with that. They're in their community and most of them speak Spanish. That's fine. When you start going around the rest of the country where a high portion of them speak another language, you might want to learn a bit of it. Just saying. Get by.
You live in this country, you speak that country. You live in a country, you speak that country's language. Period.
What if you don't know it?
If you want to become a citizen of that country, legally or illegally, you speak that country's language. Period.
What if you don't know it?
I'm going over here and I'm gonna just continue doing like I always do and fuck that place, but they're gonna have to fucking kowtow to me. Otherwise, I'm gonna throw a fit. Fuck you, asshole. Get the fuck out. We don't need you.
Well, see, my counterpoint to hers was, I said, well, why don't you go to Chinatown? In Chinatown, they all speak Chinese. That's fine, but they can also speak to me in English. Most of them can speak to me in English and work with me. I said that, look, they're in their own community. They speak their own language. They have all their stuff in Chinese. It's also in English. So people who come through don't have to go, I have no fucking clue what they're saying in here. Same thing.
And they can translate for you when you have a recipe. Like I've seen that you've had recipes that were in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, I need this. And they were like, all right, well, this is this, this is this, this is this.
Yeah,
what was that? What was the name of that pharmacy down there?
Nambak Han. Great pharmacy.
Yes.
Whoa. Speak English there, pal. You're in the wrong country for that.
Well, I'm English, and I'm talking another language.
Well, no, it's Nambak Han.
It literally says Nambak. It says Chinese on it, but it says Nambak Han in English above it, so you can find it. All the stores there have a Chinese and English saying. They're not going, we're not part of your country. No, we're here. We're gonna fucking we don't assimilate 100%, but by God we can get by. And that's what I don't have a problem with. You can speak whatever fucking language you want, but if the majority of the people don't speak it, you may want to learn enough to get by on, even if it's bad. You know what I mean? Choppy. It doesn't matter. As long as I can go, oh, I get what you're saying. Cool.
It's like the blacksmith that's got the shop down the street from me. The guy came here from the Czech Republic. He doesn't speak English that well. Like, it's very, very Eastern European. Everything about how he says things is and he's got to think about it for a second. But he at least made the effort to say, I'm an American now. So no matter how badly I speak it, I have to at least attempt to speak English when I'm talking to an American. Because who the fuck knows how to speak Czech Republic, or Czech or fucking whatever
Or
it is that they
Republic.
speak. Republic. Who knows how to speak Republican?
Yeah.
Murder pills. I got it. See right there.
Dennis knows Republican.
That's a neat tirade. Did anyone watch Doctor Who recently, or am I the
No,
only
I didn't
fucker
watch
keeping
this
up
week's
on
yet.
I did. I haven't watched today, but I watched last week's, the premiere.
it? Oh, this week's good. This week's good. You know what? The chick playing
I don't know
the master.
How
Huh?
I feel about it.
The
I don't
chick
know how I
playing the
feel about it.
master? Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about what they're doing right now.
Watch the second episode. It makes a lot better.
Like
it
I'm kind of
turns out a lot
torn.
better.
I both like it and hate it at the same time.
It's
Yeah.
actually the second episode really pulls it out pretty good. And I forget the girl's name who's playing the master, or the woman playing the master. Fantastic in this episode. Like fucking loved her. She was so great. She was crazier than fucking. It was perfect.
It's bothering me that she keeps going in and out of Scottish though. Like 1 second she'll sound English, if not a little Cockney,
Yeah.
and then like she flies into like a Scottish accent, and then back into like English, if not just a little.
Oh
Cockney.
well, then you're gonna lose your mind on this one because she does a southern accent in this one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
I
from
like
the
her
U.S.
as an actress though.
Huh?
Apparently she caused some waves last week when I guess she talked shit about the rest of actordom and said that you don't need to look posh all the time to be an actor or an actress, and it's quite pretentious for you to think that. She's like, look at me, because I don't think that broad's attractive at all, but she's a damn good actress.
Yeah, and that's
I admire everything she's done so far because I didn't see the Master coming. I didn't see that out of what she was doing. I didn't see the Master, and maybe it has nothing to do with her necessarily. It's writing and the capability of the writers on the show. But
I mean, it is part of the
she's a
writing.
great
But it
actress.
also it does have to do with the actor too. The actor has to be able to portray without. She probably knows what's going on, so she can't give too much away. So she still has to act the part without being the part itself. A good actor can,
Yeah.
not all. I mean, it's not always the writing. Sometimes the actor does. The writing can be great. The actor can just throw it out there and be like, "Well, that was shit." I mean, watch an actor and just fucking, oh, that was horrible. Is what that was.
Craig, have you even finished last season's episodes?
Yeah, I'm caught up to last week. I just didn't watch this week yet.
Yeah, I caught it last night. I happened to catch.
I
last
see
night.
someone didn't listen to last week's episode.
I listened to the first 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, the
It
part
didn't
where we
post.
didn't.
It didn't post where I could listen to it until like today or yesterday. I don't
Really?
know.
It
if
was
I
up
checked
on
yesterday. It didn't
Tuesday
post on Monday.
night. I was running behind.
Yeah,
It went up
I
Tuesday
checked
night.
it Monday. I checked it Tuesday, and I checked it Wednesday, and it might just be my phone, but it didn't post for me until today when I checked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's odd.
So Travis, have you watched Rick and Morty yet?
God, I'm behind on that too.
Oh
I
man,
keep
and
forgetting to
Morty.
watch it.
dude, do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Not you, him.
No, I need to re-up. I need to
Oh.
re-up my Hulu.
You've
They
got.
speaking of Hulu though, them fucking assholes. They sent me a very fucking snide, cheeky fucking email because I let my membership lapse because I changed my debit card. So I never changed my debit card information on my Hulu account. They sent me a very snide, cheeky fucking email a couple weeks ago. They're like, "Thank you for canceling because you let us know that you weren't happy with our service. So we set about to do some changes. For only $9.99 a month more, you can have the premium Hulu without ads. So thank you for quitting and leaving us behind because we've improved our service because of it." I'm sitting here reading this fucking email. I'm like, you fucking pretentious fucking assholes.
Did it sound
I'm not
British?
paying $10 a month more so I can not have ads fucking 5 minutes before the fucking show I'm gonna watch. Go fuck yourself, Hulu. Don't fucking contact me again.
He's angry.
Yeah, I've been watching Black Jesus on Hulu. I like that show, man.
I've yet to watch Black Jesus.
Black Jesus, and the cool part is, I didn't even notice this. It's Mike Clattenberry, the guy who created and used to write Trailer Park Boys.
Right.
He's the creator writer for Black Jesus.
I think there's a whole. Now that Hulu has all the Adult Swim, they have so many Adult Swim cartoons on there now, which is just fantastic. There's like I went back and rewatched all the fucking Venture Brothers because I love Venture Brothers.
Birdman.
Yeah.
Squidbillies. Birdman.
Metalocalypse. Some of them I never watched, though, like Normal Illinois. I never watched.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit on there now that I won't watch.
Yeah.
Especially after they killed Aqua Teens, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I guess speaking of shows that on Nickelodeon now from like let's say 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, they now show all 90s shows. So there's like Ren and Stimpy, Angry Beavers.
We can't go into this because last week it made me say a word I had to edit out of the podcast.
Are you serious?
I had to. Yeah, I didn't want to leave that one in.
Oh, what? No Invader Zim or anything like that, though.
No.
That just kind of pissed me off.
Well, that's on Hulu.
Yeah, I can watch that on Hulu, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
You edited a word that you said out of last week's episode.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't want to get in trouble. We've been
Well,
running.
no, it wasn't even that. It was just it was kind of offensive what I said, and I shouldn't have said it. Started with an F.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I called myself out, and then I had to cut that section out of the podcast.
I got you.
It's like half a second.
Yeah.
Screen
no, I
goes
remember
all black
I remember now what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some nowadays
you'll
people get
you'll have to tell me off aired.
Okay.
Because
I'm lost.
Wasn't it? I mean, it's just.
It wasn't bad. It's just.
Louis C.K. does a whole thing on it. Because he says he refuses to give up that word. He's not gonna stop using it. But so I mean, anyways, Travis, now that you're back from having to talk with the wife, Hulu has a bunch of things going on right now.
She was just telling me that my son just devoured half a dozen apple donuts.
That's gonna be good.
She said she was preparing my lunch and she was in the kitchen. She's like, why is he so quiet? She walked over and there were 6 apple donuts covered in sugar like apple donuts should be in the bag, and she showed me when she opened the door just now there was enough to make maybe one if you piece it all together. He fucking housed the entire bag.
Jesus.
He's gonna be up all fucking night.
You should just put some crack in that bag next time.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah. He is gonna be up all night because he just housed fucking 6 donuts covered in sugar. But anyway, you were saying Hulu.
Oh yeah, Hulu. Yeah, Hulu's now got that $9.99 for no movie, videos, which means an extra minute and a half for a whole episode. Don't really care.
Depends on what you're watching.
Yeah, I mean,
like newer stuff, there's a lot more ads in, but like the older stuff, if you're watching like Adult Swim stuff, you're getting like a couple seasons old, so you can miss out on like 3 ads at the most.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. It doesn't bother me that much. It's nowhere near compared to what they have on net or Northern Television.
Yeah.
So, but they also, I forget how much more it is that you can get all of Showtime's stuff too on there now too.
Right.
Which
Showtime's got their own, on Showtime, their own app though. You don't need to go through Hulu.
Well, you can though. That's the thing. And then with that, I would imagine you could get it in more places than where the Showtime app's available.
Probably.
Like you may be able to get it like on like, all these different like set-top boxes that you can get nowadays. You can get Hulu on, but you probably
I think that's where
the Showtime app.
I think that's where it's mostly available is the set tops.
I don't know.
It's not like the fucking HBO app where it came out on the smart TV and for Apple first. I think Showtime came out with theirs, just launched theirs across all platforms.
Right. But that doesn't mean it's on all platforms. There's still set-top boxes that like Apple TV doesn't have I want to say Amazon's thing because there's been a whole fight between them two. Right. Certain companies don't want certain stuff on their boxes. I think it was not Roku. I want to say Boxy box. Okay. That it came out a while ago, and there was some way that thing made it so that Hulu's ads wouldn't play. So all of a sudden, Hulu wouldn't let that go up on there. So it all depends. It all depends on the companies that are putting the stuff out. It's not always just one thing across the board, you know.
I'm actually kind of enjoying being limited to what I can watch online without a set top, without cable. I'm enjoying having the ability, even though lately, like I've worked basically every single day the last 2 weeks. So I got home, I threw on YouTube, and I fucking knocked out almost immediately. So most of the time, it's just throw something on that's gonna put me to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to bed later.
Watching people hammer knives for 3 hours probably would do that to me too.
My wife always knows when I might take a nap. It's because I'll throw on MST3K on YouTube. She's like, "Oh, you're taking a nap, aren't you?" I'm like, "Maybe." How do you know? She's like, "Every time you take a nap." I'm like, "I know all the episodes. It's not like a bad thing." It's still funny to this day. If I fall asleep, I always go back and watch them. Get off my case. So
I like to have that freedom to where it's not something that I no longer feel compelled to finish anything. Because I'm not tied to it. Like, it's not something that I might forget it. Like, Gabrielle really, really, really wants to watch Fear the Walking Dead. We watched the first episode. I wasn't impressed. She really wants to finish it, and I'm not tied to it. So we haven't watched it. We're going to finish it.
So she's not allowed to watch it because of you, huh?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, no, she keeps wanting me to set it up. Oh. That's the problem. She wants me to set it up. She wants me to watch it too, but I'm not into that. I didn't feel that show from episode 1. I really like The Walking Dead episode 1 at the beginning. I no longer really care for The Walking Dead. I think it's pretty much repeating the same old shit over and over and over again. Because there's only so much you can do when you're not focusing on zombies and you're focusing on survivors. Like, all right, well, you survived this, you survived that, you survived another survival group. Where do you go from there? You don't go anywhere, because that's as far as you can go. You take it to the limits of human capability, and then that's the end of the show, or it should be. And instead, they're gonna milk this shit for every fucking cent that it's worth.
Well, yeah, that's how you do it. That's why Sons of Anarchy went on several more seasons than it should have. They gave him money.
Well,
making money.
Yeah, they
past season 2, everything was garbage.
What it was.
Well, no, the guy who created Sons of Anarchy had I think 5 seasons written. He had a
4
seasons. He had a full story arc to go. It was
4 at the end of the 4th season when because his wife died at the end of the 4th season, I think.
Yeah, Jax was the main.
Yeah, Jax's wife died at the end of the 4th season, I think. 4th or 5th season, one of the two.
Later seasons, yeah, it's one of the later seasons, not 4th season.
When he had it all laid out, she was supposed to die. Like, everything was supposed to fall apart at the end of season 4. Sons of Anarchy was supposed to be over season 4. They offered him something like they offered him personally something like $2 to $4 million to keep making it, and that's an offer you just can't fucking refuse. So he went on for 6, 7 seasons.
Yeah,
he dragged it out, and now he's doing another one.
Yeah,
do you know that he's doing a show on the Mayans?
No.
Yeah,
Executioner.
Yeah,
it's not a.
He's got the fucking Bastard Executioner.
It's not about
which
the Mayans.
Is the medieval thing.
Yeah.
And then later on, either this year or next year, he's coming out with a show about the Mayans.
In their calendar?
Mayans motorcycle gang. I thought you said about Mayans because I heard I know about Bastard Executioner. I'm like, that's not about the Mayans. That's about me.
No, the Mayans. The Mayans motorcycle gang, the fucking
from Sons of
MC
Anarchy.
that the Sons of Anarchy fought all
Yeah.
the time.
I didn't watch that
It's
show.
like, so you didn't
watched-
watch Sons of Anarchy?
I watched 2 seasons of it and was done.
Yeah, I was pretty much.
I was burned
Well,
out.
I watched.
tell you what-
I watched it all except for the last season. I watched the last season in 2 different settings.
You know what?
because
You know what it was?
watched
I got to season 2.
I watched the series finale and then back watched it.
I ended up watching up to season 2 and then said, okay, now I got to split my time between Breaking Bad and this. I'm gonna go with Breaking Bad, and I think I made the right decision there.
Yeah, I would have went with you on that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a bad show. I think Sons of Anarchy kind of ruined everything for everybody in the world because that's where Harleys took off, and everyone wants to be in a motorcycle gang now because it looks cool, when it really isn't that cool.
I thought it was Easy Rider that did that the first time.
I would hope it was Easy Rider. That would've been
Yeah, that was Easy Rider.
Yeah.
No, that's what I laugh about when I watch these fucking documentaries about MCs and shit. It's like 90% of your time in an MC has nothing to do with crime. Like you're not committing crimes 100% of the time. You're fucking drinking beer and doing bullshit most of the time.
Crank.
Like your life is not
right.
that impressive. It's
Yeah.
it's that 1%. I guess that's why they call them 1%ers. But it's that 1% of your life that gets exciting. That's the draw. It's like I'd much rather just have a boring life all around.
Yeah, I mean, I've
With the
known
lack of
some
prison.
bikers. I've known some bikers in my. I knew the head of the Outlaws out here, and he didn't do all that much. He worked, you know. I mean, I know he did some time in prison for some shit, but most of the time he had a job. You know, worked on his bike.
We both know. I don't know, Craig. You might know too, but we both known Hell's Angels too. In Colorado, growing up in Colorado, there was the Sons of Silence.
Yeah.
Most of them were just fucking middle class working dudes that lived. You know, maybe the total of 1 week was exciting of their life every year. It's like I'd much rather just not have that 1 week. I'd much rather just have a boring life and not have the threat of prison over me.
I'll go with you.
That's my personally, but that's just me. I'm boring.
No,
I
it's
like
just-
to
No,
fucking.
television makes everything seem way more exciting than it really is. It's like, look, dude, I'm like I said, like with Sons of Anarchy, everyone's like, oh, I want to get a Harley, I want to do it. Like it's not that exciting. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's very glamorous.
Now, I've been watching this reality show that they just started up on ABC, The Muppets.
Oh, no, I thought that started. That just
Reality
started. Or
show.
was that next Tuesday?
That started last Tuesday.
Damn it! I missed the first
I
episode.
heard.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
on
that
Hulu.
It was
It's on Hulu.
very,
Oh, is it on Hulu? Okay, I gotta watch it.
I heard that it was very, very much for adults.
Oh yes.
Well, the funny thing is so was the original one. If you watched it,
Yeah.
the '70s one was.
Yeah,
for
but
But
adults.
this one
original
doesn't
one
even
still
have those
had-
little kid jokes in it. You know, like the fart jokes and stuff. This is basically straight up. You know, Kermit's the producer for Piggy's late night show.
Oh,
and
is
then,
that what it is?
Yeah, Fozzie's the warm up guy. Fozzie's basically like Andy Richter.
Okay.
You know, so he's like telling the jokes at the beginning, and then he like does the announcement. That big monster from like the movie that sold him the car and all that stuff. He's the cue card guy. The evil Muppet from that first new movie that they did. That one is he's the guy who follows Piggy around with a lint brush and just rolls the lint brush on her all the time. I mean, it's just like they all have their own particular job on production for the show.
Right.
Piggy's the star, and then they bring in celebrities. It's great.
How's what's his name? The prawn. What's his name?
Oh, okay, yeah, Pepe or whatever his name is.
Pepe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pepe.
He ended up taking some other prawn out on a date or something like that. But they were doing it behind Fozzie's. They were having the date behind Fozzie's like booth while he's trying to show his girlfriend's parents the whole place.
Oh, that's right, because Fozzie's dating a woman.
Yeah. And it's really good. Yeah, definitely worth watching. It's got
like everything I've seen for it looks hilarious.
it's got Imagine Dragons in it. They keep trying to poach Animal from the band.
That's awesome. Yeah, now I gotta go and watch it.
Yeah.
So it's on Hulu every week then? That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
it'll be on Hulu. It's on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock on ABC, but...
Yeah, well, I'm at work. That's
Yeah.
probably why I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was this week. Oh, that's
Nope.
cool. At least I can catch up. I'm not behind now because I was really excited to see it.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's not something you're going to pull out the little kids in front of. I mean, they'll laugh and whatever because it's Muppets,
Yeah.
If they're young enough. Like Travis's kids' age. They'll just laugh because it's a puppet, talking. It's a frogman talking, that's all they're going to get out of it, but...
I had this discussion with my wife one day about, like, what's suitable for kids to watch. And, like, especially with comedy, especially something like that. I said, if the kid gets the joke, it's already too late.
Yeah.
That's just it. It doesn't matter. It was not appropriate for her, but she got the joke, which means she already understands where this is coming from.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter now. It's not maybe not be appropriate for her age, but she got it.
It's age appropriateness is different. It's a very hard gray line because whereas it might be appropriate for one kid, a kid the exact same age, it's not appropriate for because they haven't reached a certain level of maturity. And there's never been one children's cartoon yet that I have seen that didn't have far too adult humor into it, like worked into it, that was specifically for children. You said the original Muppets wasn't really for kids, but it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was specifically for children. They made it so adults could enjoy it as well, and they had some adult humor tossed in there where the kids really wouldn't see it because it was so subtle.
Right.
But if you look at cartoons, there is not a single cartoon you can show me that is specifically for children. Because it is very, very much adult because it's adults
Yo Gabba
making.
Gabba.
Huh?
Yo Gabba Gabba. That's specifically for children.
Except the banana song. Really
I don't know. Yo Gabba Gabba is made by the fucking weirdos and fucking Aquabats.
You leave the Aquabats alone, guys.
As a matter of fact, I was watching the Aquabats yesterday on Netflix.
That's a great show. That's all kid stuff.
Yep.
And it had Biz Markie on Yo. They had Biz Markie on Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that a show that has Biz Markie show up as a guest is strictly for children.
Sesame Street had them. I mean, I'm sorry, the
Sesame
Elmo
Street.
show.
Did you know that Sesame Street's going to HBO? Did you hear that shit? Yeah.
Which
HBO
doesn't
gave them,
actually
like,
affect
shit ton of-
anything about Sesame Street other than the fact that it's now accessible 365 days a year. Instead of doing Sesame Street like they do, where they do like 13 or 14 episodes a year, and they just fucking replay the fuck out of them over and over and over again. HBO is giving them a much bigger budget, so they'll be able to do it like a normal season. They'll do half the year and then just replay it. That's the only thing it's going to affect, from what I've read. Is they're going to, instead of putting out like 13 episodes, they're going to put out 36 episodes.
Right, but is it still going to be on public broadcasting, or is it going to be on HBO?
It's going to air on HBO first, and then after a couple of months, it's going to PBS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
That's cool.
HBO has the first
So it'll be
showing
like
rights,
Fraggle
and then
Rock.
after a couple of months, it goes to PBS, and they can replay it fucking 365 days a year, 24 hours a day if they want.
Well, I mean,
And they get more. They get more episodes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said with Fraggle Rock. I actually just found on Amazon On Demand that they have the first season of Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
That was a good show.
I tried,
when I was a
I
kid.
tried to go back and watch that. I couldn't watch it. I watched like 5 minutes of the first episode, and I was just like, I can't.
How old
As
were
an
you when
adult,
this happened?
I can't enjoy Fraggle Rock anymore, and I don't want to ruin the good memories that I have.
Yeah.
With Fraggle Rock.
yeah, true.
It's called nostalgia.
Because it
just
was-
don't go back to it.
Yeah, there's times where you just go.
It's like going back to play old Atari games on an old Atari, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? This isn't what I
Yeah,
remember.
this sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't get mad because
It
nothing worked.
sucks so much ass.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
But I remember it being so epic.
Like
You know,
Pong is the only
but
thing you
that's
can really go back and play and be like, yeah, this is about how I remember it. Because it was basically three vertical lines and a ball line.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you could say that about Pac-Man.
Frogger was terrible, but you remember it as being epic.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
You know,
Pitfall. Donkey
Pitfall.
Kong.
Oh, I hate Pitfall.
Man, I used to play the shit out of Pitfall.
Joust.
Joust was a good time.
did you ever play California games on the computer?
No, I played
I
it
think
on
was
the
on
Nintendo.
64 too. Was it on Nintendo?
Yeah.
Fucking loved California games.
Yeah.
I watched an emulator video on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, but it wasn't that long ago. But I watched the screen capture of California games. I was like, wow, that is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I thought it was so fucking awesome when I was playing it.
Oh,
This
it's
is
so
fucking-
realistic back
this
then,
is
man.
insane.
Well, it's just like Mario. It's like Mario was fantastic back in the day.
Yeah.
Look back and go, that was fucking horrible.
I don't know. Fucking Gabriella dragged out her fucking Game Boy, and I played the shit out of Mario when she first brought it out.
Yeah.
It still holds up.
I actually found my old PlayStation Portable and I was playing Harvey Birdman. That was exactly like the cartoon did. Oh well, that's about time, so we're gonna wrap it up here.
Right.
Thanks for watching, Chuck. Thanks for watching, Hank. Thanks for watching. What's his name?
Everybody else. Whatever.
Your boy from that game you hate now.
Starts with the D.
Dover.
Thomas Dolby. Yeah.
Dova,
All right.
yeah.
All right, we out.